welcome back for another CBSI Hot 10 show. Make sure you go over to Comic Book Invest and check out the article where I may put a few extra notes and tidbits that we don't cover here on the show tonight. And while you're at it, make sure you let us know what you think in the comments down below. Please make sure you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you need supplies, use my code RENA10 over at BCW to get all your bags and board needs as, it's a nice little discount for you if you need to get your stuff for your collectibles. So with that all said, if you just want to see the list, just hang out for a few seconds after the intro and I will be right back.
Notable sales.
And our first book is in.
Nice little good pre-code Strange Fantasy 7. This is a nice book. It says Iger Shop on it, which I believe is a group of artists. Will Eisner and Jerry Iger had a shop, and then Iger went separate. They had a group of artists that would create things, but
it's more of the studio. Well, they used to do that back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they have it's pre-code horror. It always sells well. A 6.5 sold for $55.20. That's a nice bump from that 7.5 sold back in 2021 for a little over $2,600. So again, these books don't come up very often. And
that's the highest sale in any grade that I've seen, and a lot of them were in the hundreds still, like 4 or 5s or like $800 and things like that. So this really outpaces everything they've sold before.
Yeah, it's a great book, and it's always fun looking at those CGC labels where it's like, oh, there's no information. It's just fun with Golden Age.
But, classic Red Dress Distress. Can't get enough of it.
Good cover.
All right, our next one is a bit of an oddity. Maybe not for everybody, but still familiar enough for all of us.
Yeah, we have Amazing Fantasy 15, the Lebanese Jack Kirby. I always love Amazing Fantasy 15 books when it's not Amazing Fantasy 15 stories in the interiors. Released in 1979, CGC 6.5 sold for $6,000. Contains Amazing Spider-Man 72 story.
Yeah. They worked with what they had.
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess
not
so.
unusual in the foreign market for those. The cover not to match the guts.
Too.
It's not just necessarily the cover. It's even just calling it Amazing Fantasy 15. Some poor Lebanese kid's probably like, I got the first Spider-Man. And then they're like, nah, you just got ASM 72.
You got Spider-Man 72.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I think there's only like 7 of these in the census, which is a small number, but at the same time, there are 7 of these in the census.
That's impressive.
I don't know. Definitely interesting and felt good for notable.
But I mean, it's still a nice little piece for any ASM collector out there. So to have some.
You read some of the descriptions, like this is the hardest to find version of this book, the lowest printed. There's only a couple hundred or whatever it might be. Who knows? I don't.
Short condition isn't easy either.
You don't need groceries for the week. Just buy this $6,000 book. No big deal.
Anyway, those were our notables. So let's just get into the main list then.
Number 10.
Our first book here at number 10 is an ash can that actually came out, I think, last Wednesday. This is Hyde Street. The next coming Ghost Machine book to build upon what we've seen with Rook Exodus and Geiger and Redcoat. We've got another few books, I believe, coming, but Hyde Street is on the way very soon. This is an ash can, so it is undersized. It's not, regular size comic. It is, black and white from all intents and purposes, but 20 sales, 10 to 15 bucks. It's something. Yeah, it ain't free. It ain't free, which is how I believe some people would have gotten it from their LCS, because I think this was just given away to shops. So if your shop still has one, go take a look, I guess.
Ash cans are fun.
Yeah, it's a nice little tease.
This cover is kind of hard though, because the black and white seems to be clashing a lot. Because what's coming out of his mouth? Is that supposed to be blood, or is he just drooling?
Exactly. It's kind of tough to tell. For you to infer for yourself.
Yeah, it looks like a Die Hard era Bruce Willis had a stroke. He's kind of drooling a little bit.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Too soon.
Not
Too soon.
Bruce. Too soon.
Oh.
Too soon.
On that note, we're moving on to our next one.
Number 9.
We've worked our way backwards with this one.
Well, you know, like we say, you kind of work your way down, and somehow you work your way down to the first cover appearance, not the guts, but your first little view of Gwenpool. So the Gwenpool, Deadpool, Secret Wars 2. Average of 120, 9.8 for 260. This book has always been sought after for Gwenpool fans, so it's not surprising that when the other books get heat, this gets heat as well. So people are making the way through the chain of Gwenpool books.
Yeah. Doesn't sales
People,
doesn't
people
seem
went
like a
cheap
lot.
first. People went for the cheaper stuff first.
Yeah, they did. And it doesn't
raised it
sound
up.
a lot, but considering the week before, there's only like 4 sales, I think. And it's like it was an $80 to $100 book. So the price is just a bit on the rise. And like you said, we hit up the number one unbelievable Gwenpool, and then everybody shifted to the Howard the Duck book. And now more attention is, going to this one with a few extra dollars, because this is a bit pricier than those other two.
Always
I
have.
started to feel like it was a missed opportunity on Marvel Studios' part not to reach out to Sony and work something out to have Emma Stone reprise her role as Gwen Stacy as Gwenpool
Oh,
in
yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine, because that would have been an awesome variant.
That would have been
I mean,
something.
look
would've
just
been.
how popular this character is just from being in Fortnite.
Fortnite,
It's
exactly.
pushing these books, it's missed
What's Fortnite?
opportunities.
Yeah.
You had all these people
Fortnite.
clamoring for Taylor Swift as Dazzler. Imagine if Emma Stone showed up as Gwen Stacy, aka Gwenpool, in that movie. It would have been
Yeah,
awesome.
you're right. Yeah. That was an opportunity missed. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? There's always the
Right,
next
my
one.
congressman.
All right, let's see what we got next.
Number 8.
Coming in at number 8.
Uh-oh.
Looks familiar, but different.
Oh, wow. The second printing, 1 in 25 from Marvel. Who would have thought this would happen? We got Nick's number 1, Art Germ. I think they just made it a virgin, changed the color in the background. Still a nice cover. Half dozen sales, average $90, a high of 100. I am so sick of Marvel and their second print 1 in 25s.
A lot of work
I've
on
never
the
Selling
core.
for like 80
A lot of core
bucks
work.
out the
A lot of
gate.
core work.
Yeah, but this one, even again, it doesn't seem like a lot, but considering the sheer number of 1 in 25 second prints that Marvel has been pushing out every week, there's been 2 to 3 for any book that's ever come out from Marvel in the last couple of months. Well, second print incentive. They're only selling like 1 or 2 copies. So this one, considering the price people are paying and a little bit more of the volume, it's kind of standing out a little bit. But it's familiar. We've seen it. Just go get the trade dress one.
People
Well, the
like
blue is
character.
kind of nice over the red.
It's a better color palette on this one.
Yeah, it's a little bit better color scheme, especially with the blue and yellow, blue and gold. It's more X-Men-ish than the red. Then again, I guess the red with the X doesn't matter. Point being, it's expensive if you want it.
Pass.
So we'll pass on to our next book then, which is
Number 7.
all right. Our number 7 book is a book that's been here before, and she's back again. We've seen pictures. We know Ellie Camacho is going to be, I guess, taking over as Deadpool for who knows how long. Can't imagine it's going to be that long.
And looking like
But still.
Elektra as Daredevil.
Exactly. It's a storyline we've seen time and time again for every other hero out there. So why not Deadpool? So we'll see. But another 30 plus sales this week. It's still about a $50 book. It's had its little bit of rises and dips over the last couple of months, but it's just the volume's picking back up as we are getting ever so close to that issue 7 where she's jumping in there with her, her new look, I guess, with the little hoodie and all that fun stuff.
Brooks is up
9/8
this
are up to
week.
$240 now. So it's getting pricier, this book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Is that-
but we've covered it.
I'm not familiar with the character. Who's that on the cover? That's not her on the cover, right?
It's robotish. It's this. But it's Brooks. It's a pretty cool Mark Brooks cover. I will say that.
It's a hot Brooks week.
And we will see Brooks again. We will see Brooks again pretty soon. But first,
Number 6.
back again.
I hope you guys are all eating your spinach because at a strong number 6, we got I Lie Popeye. Number 1, the Mike Tyson Punch Out homage. We got a 50+ sales average of $33, a highs of $45. This thing just keeps on moving. No slowing down this book, which I'm surprised because this was an open order book.
Yep.
There were a handful of covers, but they kind of held on to the art of this until a little bit later than the other ones. So
yeah, it was kind of a late
people
drop.
saw it and it created a little bit of a groundswell and people jumped on it.
Yeah, so again, it was here last week as our number 1, and the averages were right around 20 because it did start at cover price because, like Bruce said, it was an open order book. It was available to all. But now it'll cost you. And those averages of 33 are getting closer to the highs, which are in that $40 to $45 range. Granted, we might have hit the ceiling, and we might see this start easing down a bit after, but who knows? Stranger things have happened before.
Look forward to probably seeing it with a foil cover at some convention soon.
We'll get a metal version and
way to steal my joke from last week, Joe.
I'm from the qualified. That's what we did.
I'm just kidding. But that cover, Popeye looks like his neck should be broken. Like Bluto just punched his face off.
Let me see.
Look at that.
I just want to say I have nothing to do with Joe's comment. That's all on Joe.
You can't turn your head that far around with your shoulder station.
That's the same thing.
He got Linda Blair on that.
Yeah, he's breaking your neck. I mean, look at that massive trap again. He just killed Popeye.
Popeye's dead.
Spinach be damned.
There will be no issue too.
Yeah.
Poor Popeye. All right, let's move it on.
Number 5.
This book explains everything.
At number 5, we have Ultimates number 4. Excuse me, 1 in 25. The book that was touted as being, if you want to know how Marvel is going to explain Tony Stark being Doom or Robert Downey Jr. becoming Doom in the MCU, look no further. 30+ sales, averaging $32, high of 50. Did it really do that though? No. It more explained how
they pulled a Chris Angel on your ass.
Yeah, how Reed Richards forced Reed Richards to be Doom in a very weird way.
Yeah.
So
he apparently had just watched Clockwork Orange and decided this is what I'm gonna go and do.
Yeah, so it was Reed Richards makers telling this Ultimate Universe Reed Richards, I'm gonna work you like a puppet and you're gonna be Doom and you're gonna like it. And if that's how they're gonna introduce Downey Jr. as Doom in the MCU, watch out. I think you'll have a bunch of nerds filling out change.orgs to request that not happen.
This is any connection whatsoever to what's going to happen. It makes no sense.
But they got you to buy the book.
Yeah, it was very much, the writer taking a page out of Donny Cates' book and hype training your own book is essentially what it was to make sales. Yeah. And apparently it's working. So
it worked. It worked, but it's still, the art's pretty good. The story,
I bought 2 copies of it, so it obviously got me.
Yeah, the story inside though was
good job,
a little hard to follow. I will say that. That's all. It was the paneling, the jumping around the time. It was tedious. It was a tedious read, is what it was.
I haven't been able to get into this whole Ultimates run,
but there it is. It's at number 5 because it's still sold pretty well this week. But let's check out our next book.
Number 4.
Sneaking up on us. Well, some of us.
Trinity Special, World's Finest, number 1, the 1 in 50 Sowie. A handful of sales. You got average 110, a high of 150. If you haven't been keeping up with the backstories of Trinity and John and Damien, they are all collected here in this special book. This is the second Infinity Special that's come out. So it's all about this cover. It's nothing new in the guts. Just saying.
Yeah, it's all reprint stuff.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Why don't you come on down? Pay $150 for stories that have already been told to you in the backs of other issues. Just come on. We know you like second prints. So we just printed it up for you. Come on down and just get this collection of stories. Give us $150. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it.
I think we are getting Trinity's origin though, and I think Wonder Woman 13. So
Yep.
we will get some.
Yeah, I want to see how she's born.
She's made from clay.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's going to be Wonder Woman's adopted daughter, not her actual biological daughter.
Doesn't matter to me.
Nonetheless, it seems like a character they want to roll with for a little while. So
I
What
like
happened to Yara
how broad the
Flores?
runways. The fact what they did to Yara Floor, hurts my heart. That was a great character, and they just basically were like
Moving on.
She's going to be Wonder Woman's biological daughter that she had on a one night stand with some dude named Steve she met at the local watering hole.
Yeah. Yara's just going to be the Jason Todd of the bunch. Just like,
who?
we'll make her go bad.
Great
Who cares?
character.
We'll put her through the ringer.
Character.
No matter.
Opportunity wasted by DC.
Beautiful cover, though. Definitely a beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's
I love
definitely fun.
Sowie
It's
stuff.
fun.
It's to me, it always feels when I see Sowie stuff, I feel like, okay, I take Rose Besh and contain it a little more, give it a little more structure, and I like those covers.
I do feel like the sunflowers are a little out of place, but I'm here for it.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
All right, let's see what we got in our top 3.
Number 3.
It's back again, folks, because it's still selling well. This is a nice Mark Brooks cover. I will say that. And this 1 in 100 Virgin presents very well, especially in the Virgin. Like the trade dress is not missed here. There's not a lot of dead space. It's nice. I don't know if it's $200 nice to me, but it is nice as the prices have gone up. This made the list last week at the bottom because it was slightly over the 1 in 100 ratio. Now it's averaging 180 with, I think an auction ended at like 202 and change. So yeah, this is going up which is a fun crossover. It wasn't the speediest of reads. I'm interested to see where the series goes, but yeah, it's back again.
Wolverine Predator crossover has been my favorite so far, but they seem to want to keep going to the crossover well for a lot of these. So be it.
Yeah, fair enough. Definitely fair enough. But if you don't like the 1 in 100, don't worry. We may have something else for you.
Number 2.
We got you some trade dress.
Well, I mean, I think when like the 1 in 100s and stuff like that get to a certain price, people aren't going to keep shelling out that money, but they want to have access to the book in some way and that cover art. So you move down to the trade dress and starts moving the trade dress up. I mean, that's not bad. $25 on average at a high of 75. I don't know what's going on there, but
yeah,
50 plus sales. It's moving, And like I said, the way it is, people move to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pricey buy-in to start with. It's what, $8, I think it was. So
Yes,
you got that, but still 25 ain't bad for a quick jump for a cover price book just a couple days after release, because the release day, this was cover price. By the weekend, it started hitting those $25, $30 kind of marks. So that's why we're here today.
And when people are looking at those 1 in 100s, they're like, I like it. I like the cover a lot, but I don't $200 like it a lot.
Well, maybe that's Marvel's thinking of why they keep just giving us virgin versions for high ratio incentives. Like, hey, we'll let the people get the cheapies if they want them.
Yeah. Well, not so cheap anymore.
No, not so cheap anymore. But we still got one more for you. So let's see what it is.
And our number 1.
Coming in at number 1.
We have 4 kids walking to the bank, into a bank. Number 1, Tyler Boss. Tyler Boss. Like a boss. We had some option news this week that Liam Neeson is potentially attached to round out what could be an all-star cast for this. Thank you for that information, Bruce. He had 70 plus sales, averaging $20 to $25. Sneak peek limited to 100, high of $400.
Whoa.
I mean, who doesn't want a movie that's gonna be starring the lovable good cop, bad cop from the Lego movie?
I'm just happy to see
Immensely
Black
amazing.
Mask getting some traction. I love it as a studio.
So Liam Neeson,
Um,
I automatically go
suffer for
to this is going to be Taken 4.
He has a set of skills.
Yet where his daughter is kidnapped by 3 kids, and then they all walk into a bank, and then he's got to use his particular set of skills
We're just changing the whole story around to fit Taken 4.
to roll his D20 to see if he has the charisma to persuade them to let go of his daughter. He's got to roll for initiative.
There are a lot of covers for this book, by the way, so it could be difficult sussing through which one you want to buy. This is the cover A, but there's a lot of like odd store variants, like Hastings and things like that out there. And that sneak peek is actually, I think it's hand numbered on the back, so that's why it says limited 200. There's like a little hand numbering on the back because everything was giving out to retailers at a summit or something. But $400 is still a decent amount. So if you find one of these, I mean, it doesn't hurt to look at the back of it just to see if it's got that hand numbering, because that's
and indies are always so weird. You know, normally you got a cover and then maybe one really cool cover that hits, and then a lot of times some of the other ones will slowly come up, and sometimes they just stay in the basement.
They just stay there.
Yeah.
Never getting any love. Never
Looking
getting any
at
love.
children with a squirt gun, all while chasing him down in his 90s Ford Festiva.
Pile in, kids, pile in. Oh, and on that note, that was our list for this week. But don't go anywhere, because what do you boys got coming up for us next?
Well, we did cartoons that made their way into comics a few weeks back, and we still had some that we had to catch up on. So part 2 this week.
Awesome.
Cover a handful of properties. Yep.
So make sure you don't go anywhere, as that's starting as soon as we're done here. And again, make sure you do all the like, subscribing, and all that fun stuff. Stick around for the qualified next. Come back tomorrow for Saturday night special. Star Wars on Sunday. And then come Monday, we'll start it all up again. And we'll see you guys all later. All right.